Hi, everyone. I'm here today with Sarah Emptage. Sarah's one of the staff here at the Lion's Call, whom you may know better as Swan White. Sarah has written a radio drama that is going to be broadcast on CFRC in Canada on November 1st. Sarah, can you tell us a little bit about this radio program?
Yeah, for sure. It's called Soundcastle. And it's been in my head for about 6 years, and I'm super excited for it to finally come out and be heard by people. It's a little bit hard to summarize, but it is a story where there is a gigantic underground castle, sort of a labyrinth, almost an underworld, so to speak, that is a little bit mysterious, and it has it's a sound archive, so it has millions and millions of these boxes, and that each box, when you open it, it has basically any sound that is taken place in this world has been saved and stored away down here. So it's kind of like, in a sense, a history of the world, but it's sort of also a very abandoned, forsaken, maybe almost charm-like place that's kind of run down, and so my two main characters are sort of broadcasting themselves as they sort of, I know, live vlogging, but audibly, as they sort of find their way into this sound castle, and sort of share their adventure with you as the listener as they explore.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. I understand that you have a couple of special guests with you.
Oh yes, I have the characters with me have agreed to come and be on this interview. Um, this is Magellan, um, one of the main characters holding a sound box, and this is Gadget, the other character.
I love the detail on those. So you sculpted those yourself.
Yeah, from Sculpey. So they're sitting there on my shelf along with Mr. Tumnus.
Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's been, I guess, about 6 years since I had the idea. I'm a library technician, but I was in library technician school at the time, and I think I was reading the book Savvy. Do you remember that, Christy?
Yes, it had
Yeah,
the jars. It had the
yeah.
jars full of sounds.
Yes, exactly. So that actually sparked the idea for Soundcastle. I remember I was I got it from the library, and I was somewhere on campus and reading this, and just that there's a character in that book who has the ability, the gift to be able to preserve sounds in a canning jar. I thought that was like a really neat thing. I mean, honestly, we have technology that can do that, but somehow it's cooler that it's like this magical ability to hold on to sound. I mean, yeah, I guess you could do that with a cassette tape, or, well, back in my childhood, you could do that with a cassette tape. But there's a lot of things that are like real that really are kind of magical at the same time. So I kind of, then that reminded me also of the Phantom Toll booth, where there was like this sound archive, and that was maybe a little bit more even on the magical side, where it was like all the sounds within that universe happened to be in this sound archive, and there's an archivist and stuff. So yeah, and that combined with different influences started to like piece together the idea. Yeah, and I was in class and trying to I was not very good at taking notes, and so I think most of the time I was doodling, and sometimes I was like doodling ideas for the story, and I had my very first I think sketches of the characters are in here, because there's Magellan, and there's Gadget, kind of faint using pencil. Yeah, so I felt like, I don't know, I've had time for this story being in the back burner of my mind to kind of develop, and I've been procrastinating and made sculptures. I wrote poetry about it. I tried a few different drafts and didn't get too far. And then about a year ago, I saw, or maybe less than a year ago, I saw a call for scripts for audio for this Shortwave Theatre Festival happening in my city, and it was like, oh, this is like I've got to try. So I got a script in, and I got accepted. I got to meet with the dramaturge for the festival and develop it further. Got to make it longer, work with the director. I got to go to all the auditions and help with casting, and then by then the pandemic was kind of beginning. So at that point in the process, we had to kind of switch and do most of it online. So I got to like attend rehearsals through Zoom calls, like this interview is happening.
Oh, wow.
And then they were able to record in person with just kind of minimal people present. And since then, and got like some really great sound people working on it, because it's a story that requires a lot of sound design. I felt like kind of the people doing the sound design, but they were good sports. And then so just recently I've gotten to listen to it for the first time, which is it was a really weird experience, is to be like, okay, this is it. And it's like, and some of it I was like, yeah, quite excited by how it came together. Or it felt like it's a real thing, or I don't know, it was like a different experience in some ways than I imagined. But yeah, it was pretty exciting.
That sounds really great. I understand you have a trailer for the program?
Yeah. We can play that. We're going to play that now. But that is one that I've been playing around with a little bit of stop motion, or I kind of used the sculptures that I'd created and some other things out of plasticine and or things around my apartment, and tried to and put it together with some of the amazing sound and some clips from the show itself.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's take a look.
Today we set off on our journey.
I think we're live. Hello, listeners!
If anyone is listening.
History will hear us. My name is Magellan Jones, and this is my cousin Gadget.
Howdy.
You have just tuned in to the inaugural broadcast of the Renegade Exploration Society as we hunt for the entrance to the legendary Sound Castle.
Altitude of 3,400 feet.
The Sound Castle is kind of like a gigantic sound archive that somehow collects every sound made on the planet.
It's opening! Here we go!
Hey, that was pretty fun.
Thank you.
I really like that. And I can't wait to listen to the broadcast. We'll put the information in the description so that our listeners can stream it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you'd like to say before we go?
Yeah, I really hope that you can listen. It's in some ways it's sort of the beginning of the story. It's a story I'd like to continue. But hopefully it can stand alone, be satisfying in itself as well. So yeah, you can stream it online because the radio station itself streams online or through their app, and we'll put all the information below if you're interested. And yeah, thank you for just joining, letting me talk about it today.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing with us.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Christy.
Bye.